The world is very different now. For man holds in his mortal hands the power to abolish all forms of human poverty, and all forms of human life. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. I am the man who accompanied Jacqueline Kennedy to Paris, and I have enjoyed it. If we cannot now end our differences, at least we can help make the world safe for diversity. The best road to progress is freedom's road. We are not here to curse the darkness, but to light the candle that can guide us through that darkness to a safe and sane future. There is always inequality in life. Some men are killed in a war and some men are wounded and some men never leave the country. Life is unfair. If art is to nourish the roots of our culture, society must set the artist free to follow his vision wherever it takes him. A child miseducated is a child lost. Our progress as a nation can be no swifter than our progress in education. The human mind is our fundamental resource. History is a relentless master. It has no present, only the past rushing into the future. To try to hold fast is to be swept aside. War will exist until that distant day when the conscientious objector enjoys the same reputation and prestige that the warrior does today. Once you say you're going to settle for second, that's what happens to you in life. Let the word go forth from this time and place, to friend and foe alike, that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans, born in this century, tempered by war, disciplined by a hard and bitter peace. We must use time as a tool, not as a couch. If anyone is crazy enough to want to kill a president of the United States, he can do it. All he must be prepared to do is give his life for the president's. Our growing softness, our increasing lack of physical fitness, is a menace to our security. All free men, wherever they may live, are citizens of Berlin. And therefore, as a free man, I take pride in the words Ich bin ein Berliner. I'm an idealist without illusions. We would like to live as we once lived, but history will not permit it. America has tossed its cap over the wall of space. It might be said now that I have the best of both worlds: a Harvard education and a Yale degree. The courage of life is often a less dramatic spectacle than the courage of a final moment, but it is no less a magnificent mixture of triumph and tragedy. Now we have a problem in making our power credible, and Vietnam is the place. The pay is good and I can walk to work. Politics is like football: if you see daylight, go through the hole. There are many people in the world who really don't understand or say they don't. What is the great issue between the free world and the communist world? Let them come to Berlin. I just received the following wire from my generous daddy: Dear Jack, Don't buy a single vote more than is necessary. I'll be damned if I'm going to pay for a landslide. We have the power to make this the best generation of mankind in the history of the world, or to make it the last. The human mind is our fundamental resource. The United States has to move very fast to even stand still. We believe that if men have the talent to invent new machines that put men out of work, they have the talent to put those men back to work. I'm always rather nervous about how you talk about women who are active in politics, whether they want to be talked about as women or as politicians. The basic problems facing the world today are not susceptible to a military solution. My brother Bob doesn't want to be in government. He promised Dad he'd go straight. In a time of domestic crisis, men of goodwill and generosity should be able to unite regardless of party or politics. No one has been barred on account of his race from fighting or dying for America. There are no white or colored signs on the foxholes or graveyards of battle. Unconditional war can no longer lead to unconditional victory. It can no longer serve to settle disputes. Can no longer be of concern to great powers alone. Do you realize the responsibility I carry? I'm the only person standing between Richard Nixon and the White House. I am sorry to say that there is too much point to the wisecrack that life is extinct on other planets because their scientists were more advanced than ours. When we got into office, the thing that surprised me most was to find that things were just as bad as we'd been saying they were. We prefer world law in the age of self-determination to world war in the age of mass extermination. I don't think the intelligence reports are all that hot. Some days I get more out of the New York Times. Sure, it's a big job, but I don't know anyone who can do it better than I can.